Good morning. So today we are going to see the different pollutants. In the last lecture, we saw the introduction of the uh, environmental aspects, unit number 3. So in this, we are first of all going to study that what are the different pollutants and how the thermal power plants affect the ecology or the surrounding uh, through their particular pollutions. So in the air pollution, we saw the different types of the gases which are very harmful to the environment, particularly the sulfuric acid, or we can say the sulfur oxides, then the nitrogen oxides, also the CO and CO2, that is the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide also is there, and also the ash, fly ash, which is coming out from the thermal power plant. Particularly, fly ash is the quantity of fly ash generated uh, from the power plant which is working or which is running on the or its fuel is the coal. So that is the major problem. The another problem related to the thermal power plant and also with the nuclear power plant is that the water pollution. Okay, so as we know, in thermal power plants we generally heat up the water. In nuclear power plant also we are heating that water, and that heated water, when it passes through the condenser, again in the condenser we are using the cooling tower to reduce the temperature or to reject the heat, and because of the rejection of the heat, whatever the cooling water we are using in the condenser, it will get heated. Now this high temperature water is directly exhausted or released to the atmospheric water bodies, and uh, in that cases, what will happen? Because of this high temperature water mixes with the regular water, the temperature, overall temperature of that aquatic body will get increasing, and that will going to affect on the fish cultivation and other factors, other ecological terms, or we can say the it will affect the growth of the fisheries. So in that case, whenever we directly mix up this hot water, which is having very high temperature, into the aquatic body, it will going to destroy its ecology or other systems. Now that is the serious problem. Another problem is that when the fly ash mixes with the water, it will again contaminate the water, because fly ash will contain different types of the acids, different waste. Okay, so when those waste fly ash mixes with the water, or whenever we it will float on surface of the water, because the fly ash having very low density, and when it flows on the surface of the water, it will again polluted that particular aquatic body, and also it will going to affect the organism which is living in that particular aquatic body. So that these are the some reasons through which the water get polluted by the thermal power plants. Now in this particular fly ash or the wastewater coming out from the thermal power plant, there is a different pollutants are available, like the magnesium hydroxide, also the calcium hydroxide is there, calcium chloride is there. So we have, whenever we reject or directly uh, mixes that wastewater to the any particular water body, we have to first remove those pollutants, and after that we can release that particular wastewater to the surrounding. Now how to remove that particular pollutants? It is an easy method through which we can reduce the pollution level of the water, wastewater. So in that case, whenever we have to reduce the level of the magnesium hydroxide. So we treated this magnesium hydroxide with the lime, and whenever we treated with the lime, the magnesium hydroxide will get precipitated. Okay. Now after that, we will again treat it with the soda. We will mix that with the soda, and after that, we will get the precipitate of the calcium carbonate or calcium bicarbonate. Now again, the remaining solution will be, it is of sodium chloride solution, and it is again reused for generation in the softeners. To generate the softeners, we can use this regenerated sodium chloride solution. Okay, so by using these particular methods, we can reduce the level of okay, we can reduce the levels of pollutants from the wastewater. Okay, and after we carried out some particular treatments on the wastewater, whatever the pure water remaining, that water we can directly released to the atmosphere. So it will not go not harmful for the atmosphere also, or for the environment or the any aquatic body. So like this we can reduce the pollution level or pollutant level from the wastewater. And after that, this one is you will understand. This is the schematic of that particular treatment, where wastewater coming out from the thermal power plant, it will first of all mixes with the lime. Okay, after lime, what will happen? The magnesium oxide will get precipitated. Okay, it will settle down, because it will settle down, and after that, the remaining will be calcium carbonate solution, which is again mixed with the soda ash, and again here also the reaction will take place, and in this case, the calcium bicarbonate will get precipitated. Now, these magnesium oxide and the calcium bicarbonate will be again reused for many purposes, and also the remaining NaCl, sodium chloride solution, which is again used for the uh, for the manufacturing of the softener. So, by using such type of methods, we can reduce the pollution level of the wastewater. There are many methods are available in available, so by using those methods, we can reduce the pollution level of the wastewater. Now, another serious type of pollution we discuss whenever there is we mention any nuclear power plant, immediately it will come in mind. The radiation problem will come in our mind. Okay, so this is the one of the major problem we're facing whenever we considering the nuclear power plant or whenever we planning the nuclear power plant. Okay, because the radiation pollution, it is totally different than the water pollution, soil pollution, or any other type of pollution, because the radioactivity or the radioactivity property of that particular fuel, it is very dangerous to the human being also, and it is dangerous to the other plants or any other particular material of the environment. Because, and also this particular radiation will stay there for the very long time. Okay, it will stay there for millions of years. Okay, because the whatever the radioactive waste coming out from the nuclear power plant, its decay time, half life of that particular waste is, it is in the millions of years. Okay, it will roughly 10 million years, its half life. So because of that, whatever the waste coming out from the nuclear power plant, it is generally having very high radioactivity nuclear waste. That nuclear waste, we have to dispose with very much very high care. Okay, we cannot directly release that into the atmosphere, because it will going to contaminate the atmosphere, and it's very dangerous to the environment. It will badly affect the human beings. Okay, it will because it will contain the dangerous radioactivity, radiation. Now, it will also affect the different plants, whatever the materials present in the atmosphere. Okay, so the nuclear waste coming out from the nuclear power plant, it is very serious problem we are facing today. Now, disposal of this highly radioactive nuclear waste, it is the main problem, because the radioactive nuclear waste, it is in the solid, liquid, and gaseous form. And without injuring or without releasing into the atmosphere, we have to collect it, we have to preserve it for a very long time, for millions of years, because it's half, or we can say the half life of that nuclear waste is nearly in millions. Okay, even if we saw the simple nuclear fuel, that particular thorium is also having half life in 100 years. Okay, so after 100 years, it's automatically decay into its half of that particular thorium. So, this particular radiation problem related to the nuclear power plant, it is always the main concern whenever we talk to talk to, or whenever we going to plan the nuclear power plant in any region of our country. And that's why you will see there is a very large oppose, the particular peoples will oppose the nuclear power plant whenever we planning the nuclear power plant. Similarly, it has been happened in Maharashtra, where we are going to planning this particular nuclear power plant, which is located at Zaitapur site. So there also the main concern is that the radiation problem, because uh, if there is any accident will happen, how the consequences of this particular accident is very dangerous. Okay, we saw that in the case of Chernobyl, Also, we saw that in the case of Fukushima power plant shutdown that is happened in 2011, and the Chernobyl accident which is happened in 1986. So you can see the picture of this reactor, nuclear reactor. This one is the main nuclear reactor, and because of some effect, it has been exploded. Okay, so whatever the nuclear fuel present in this particular reactor, that will directly came in contact with the atmosphere. Okay, and you will see these particular nuclear, these particular different small particles you will see on the ground, it is a nuclear fuel, and it will came in directly contact with the environment, and because of that, what happen, the radiation leak has been happen, and it will affect, it has been affected the near peoples also. Okay, it will affect the environment or the surrounding near that particular Chernobyl power plant. Similar has been happened in the Fukushima nuclear power plant, which is situated in the Fukushima, Japan. Due to the tsunami which is happened in 2011, it will destroy the nuclear reactor, and the a large amount of radiation has been leaked. Most of this, the whatever the water we are using in the nuclear power plant, we generally said it as a uh, uh, what we call it as the hard water. That hard water directly mixes with the ocean. Okay, it will contain the radiation or the nuclear waste. Now when it directly mixes with the ocean, it has been affected the ocean life. Okay, the whatever the part of that ocean will get contaminated. So this is a serious problem, and because of whenever there is a waste coming out from the nuclear power plant, we have to uh, treat that waste very precautionally. We have to store that for the hundreds of years. So that is the main or the major problem we are facing whenever we plan to install the nuclear power plant. That is particularly related to the nuclear power plant. From nuclear power plant, another problem is it regarding the hot water, because particularly if you saw the nuclear power plant, it is one type of the thermal power plant. Okay, because there also we are using the steam turbine to generate the electricity. Now, after using whatever the water coming out from that particular power plant, it is also radioactive water. Okay, and we cannot directly release that into the atmosphere or the environmental aquatic body. So these are the problems related to the nuclear power plant that must we have to concern about. Now, another pollution or another problem related to the any type of power plant is related to the noise. So as we know, whenever the level of the noise, which is if that level of noise is above the 80 decibel or the above the 100 decibel, it is not uh, good for the human being, or it is not desirable sound level. So we in in the thermal power plant or any other power plant, there are many instruments which will creating the noise. Generally the different types of the fans, different types of the compressors we are using, and the turbo alternators we are using, so it will create the noise. Now, when the level of the noise, which again, if it more than the 80 decibel, it will not desirable for the human being. Whatever where the workers working in that particular conditions for very long time, it will going to uh, affect its ability to hear. Okay, hearing ability it will affect, and we have to carry out some methods, or we have to use the safety devices to for that particular in that particular conditions. Okay, so these are the types of different types of the pollutions, or the we can say the pollutants, which are or the problems related to the different types of the power plant, and this will going to badly affect on the environment. If you saw even the air pollution or the water pollution, then nuclear waste or the radiation pollution, noise pollution, it will badly affect the environment. It will disturb the processes uh, processes of the environment. So we have to control it. We have to make sure that the pollutant which are mixing in the air or the surrounding should be the low or the lowest. We have to try to install such a systems, it will reduces the levels of the pollutant from the in that particular waste. Okay, so for that we are using the different types of the measurement instruments. Okay, we have to take the measurements at the